Hello, Aries. How's it going? Welcome to a timeless tarot reading. I don't know what this reading is going to be about, but whoever this is about, I hope it makes it to you. And it could be finances, it could be career, it could be travel, it could be your house, it could be love. I'm shuffling the cards right in front of you so that we could figure this out together. I'm going to show you these cards really close up. This is the last Unicorn Tarot deck, by the way. And my name is Lindsay, or Linny D. And yeah, I do tarot readings with a Gnostic interpretation, especially with an understanding from the Arthur Edward Waite perspective of tarot. That's the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck and its interpretation. And the idea that this particular deck about the last unicorn is built off of the Arthur Edward Waite Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Okay, we're going to get a nice close-up view on this. And we're going to look at some of the patterns that we've got going on here, some of the symbolism that we have. And the first thing that I am noticing here is the Justice card is in the reversal and the Sun card is in the upright. The energy of a truth, and the truth shall set you free. I'm instantly getting the vibe of institutional situations. Because, of course, the Justice card is here. When the Justice card is in the reversal, it can feel like a truth was not relayed into the world. A mistake happened. Or an unfair judgment came out into your world. Something does not feel like justice has been had. But with the Sun card, I really do think a path is opening to get that balance. In fact, the other major arcana card that we have here is the World card. Which means if you felt like justice was not being had for you, like having to deal with this mistake and wondering when the Sun is going to reveal the truth, when the Sun is going to reveal the path to this situation. With the World card, that tells me that this cycle is coming to a completion. Things are going through the phase of transformation. And the next pattern that I see here that's really interesting is the Six of Swords energy is here. And if you were to look at the depiction of the Six of Swords on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it is a couple, sometimes even includes a child, in a boat, traveling to the shoreline from the idea of like a cave that they were once at, a journey that they were on. And inside of that boat on the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck are a bunch of swords, 6 swords to be exact. And they are inside of the boat with them. They are poking holes, you would think, in that boat because they are sitting straight up, sticking straight up into that boat. In this particular deck, instead, we have the Six of Swords here with all of those swords laid out, yes, but they have been placed there so that you feel like you've had to walk through this maze under the moon symbolism on this card. That is to say, under the cloud of night, the cloud of uncertainty, the cloud of confusion, and walking a maze like this would result in moments where you genuinely feel like everywhere you stepped was on eggshells. Everywhere you stepped felt like you could cut yourself. That this situation of injusticeness, this to me somewhat feels like it could be a legal situation. It just feels like a lengthy circumstance where you are saying to yourself, when am I finally going to be finished this circumstance? And I do think it is on the horizon. Not only does the Six of Swords in the upright position like this insinuate that you are soon to make it to the destination, see the wind guiding you, your intuition is guiding you. It even on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck again, it is the depiction of looking at the shoreline because you're almost there, but you have the Sun card, you have the World card. That's 3 cards right in this reading alone that have to do with things coming to a conclusion. I also want to say that in these cards here, the Four of Wands is here. You win. That's a harvest energy. You have the Sun card, which is the best omen to get in the entire deck. If this is a legal situation or a contractual negotiation situation that was unjust at one point, rest assured things are going to work out for you. The Four of Wands card is a card of taking a situation, working hard at it, and harvesting the fruits of your labor. On the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, we usually find the Archway of Marriage. So for some of you, this could be a divorce type situation that is finally coming to a finale where you get to finally harvest the fruits of your labor. But again, in the Four of Wands card, traditionally on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it is 4 sticks that are holding up the archway of a celebratory wreath, like a marriage archway. And there are grapes lining that wreath. And then there are 2 people underneath who have come together, and they are celebrating with their arms in the air, and they have bouquets of flowers in their hands. They have gathered up those bouquets, put them in their hand, and they are celebrating, and then they have built something with it with the Four of Wands card. A lot of really nice energy here about getting unstuck from a situation. You know what? Speaking of the word stuck, 8 of Swords is here in the reversal. See what this is? This card, no matter whether it's this deck or whether it's the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the 8 of Swords is always about feeling like you've been blinded to an answer that you will soon have revealed. That's what the Sun card is all about. Doubling down on this energy of the Moon, where you've had lots of confusion, so you weren't able to see an answer, but the answer, or the swords, to cut you free from a situation have been around you the entire time. They are within reach. This is the 4th card, actually, that tells you that the ending of your situation is within reach. But also that the situation may have actually gone on a little bit lengthier than you had wanted to with the 8 of Swords, because there may have been areas of self-sabotage, because these 2 cards, or the person that you're dealing with, these 2 cards are cards that can relay self-sabotage. Who do you think put the swords here, right? The swords that she has to step around. This is what happens when 2 people sometimes get together and then they realize, oh no, what have I done? I got together with this person. Remember the key word, I, not me, but I mean, you're saying this as yourself. I get together with people that we have chosen. If we end up in a situation that results in legal concepts, then we, to some degree, have to take responsibility to why we got in those situations. Now, that is not to say that you just walked in on something, you walked in on this path in life and you were completely naive. It's all your fault. I'm not saying that, but it is sometimes an energy of what can happen when you don't fully vet someone, when you didn't necessarily know the true nature of this person until it was too late, right? And so you walked into a bit of a minefield. Also, I want to say that the Knight of Pentacles is here. And the Knight of Pentacles, any tarot reader would tell you, is that energy of, especially in the reversal, of when it legitimately feels like everything is coming to a freaking slow pause, a slow halt, almost completely stuck. And that puts these 2 cards, the 2 cards that are patterning the idea that you feel like everything is at a standstill. For a lot of you, if this is not divorce related, this could be legal related in the sense of like, like someone who's trying to figure out if there's going to be a charge criminally. Those 2 cards can often come up when they are together about people who find themselves behind the swords, trapped, which it can reflect an idea of whether someone is going to get legally charged criminally. Are they going behind bars? Is someone getting arrested? Sometimes you have energy like this happening with those 2 cards. I'm going to pull an extra card from this because the 10 of Swords here is almost like somebody might be resistant, perhaps, to the finale of this, or they truly might not see that this is coming to an end. But what's crazy is that, sorry if you don't know, sometimes I do funny accents or just randomly sing in the middle of my readings. What's wild is that when the 10 of Swords is in the reversal, like hands down, guys, hands down, if you were to open the instruction booklet, the good old book, put my hand on the good book, okay, the Pictorial Key to the Tarot, published in 1910, the instruction booklet on how to read tarot written by Arthur Edward Waite, and you flip to the section of the 10 of Swords, sorry, my camera's shaking, if you were to look at what he says about the Ten of Swords in the reversal, I know, guys, that the Ten of Swords looks so scary. It's somebody who is potentially passed on in the image, right? But in the reversal, it actually means advantage and profit and success. Yeah, that's right. That you come up with the upper hand, especially when you're dealing with this energy of the Justice card in the reversal. After an injustice has been had, after a mistake, an untruth, I say again, like I feel like I said I wanted to say in the beginning, and the truth shall set you free. You end up with the advantage, with the revelatory revelation of truth coming forward that takes this situation and transforms it into exactly what you need to unstick yourself, so that you can now see what you could not see before. And with the Four of Wands and the Ten of Swords in the reversal, so that you win, baby. So that you get out of this situation in a way where you can harvest things and become as happy as the laughter in the background that you hear of my children. This is, again, the card of harvesting your hard work for the benefit. And the Ten of Swords in the reversal is when you have an advantage or a profit coming to you from something. Unsticking yourself from an injustice. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is a legal thing. I love legal readings. I always have to say, though, when it comes to these kind of readings, according to Ontario, we do not replace financial, medical, legal, or any professional advice of any kind. That these are for entertainment purposes only. But boy, if I was doing a court case reading right now, I'd be like, oh my goodness, this is going to completely get sorted out. And the injustice, although it felt like walking through a damn minefield, is going to come to a finale in a good way. I like it a lot. Oh, Ace Ventura just went off in my head. I like it a lot. Or no, was that Ace Ventura? No, was that Dumb and Dumber? Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave you off with that because that was wonderful. What an excellent energy for whoever this is for. If you're interested in digging into this or having a same day reading, I've got any 2 questions for $20. The link is in my bio. Or in the description below. And also, if you ever want like a monthly reading, like I do 6-month readings, 12-month readings, we could always see exactly what month coming up is going to be the legal finale according to this. I would be interested in that. Or if you don't want a reading, you can always wait until one of the next YouTube readings comes up, or just chat with me on Instagram. And I mean that in like the most friendly way ever. I treat my Instagram like a place where I just chat with people because I live with children and have no adult interaction. I like to talk to people. So if you ever want to chat with me, hit me up in my inbox. We'll chat all day that I can. I swear to gosh. All right. Thank you very much, you guys. Many blessings to you. I will talk to you later, and ciao for now.